that's no way to talk.
Yeah, well, what do you know?
A lot.
Know anything about being hated by all of your friends and loved ones?
I do. But you know what? A lot of the time, that's not what's really going on. A lot of the time, it's just your own paranoia getting the best of you. Sometimes it's good to take a step back and do a little bit of inner reflection.
Yeah. I've tried all that. Yoga, too. But nothing seems to work.
I'm sorry to hear that, Tiny Mouse, but everyone's different. Sometimes it just takes a while for you to find something that works for you.
Yeah, well, what do you do?
Actually, I have a condition called bipolar 1, so I'm on a lot of psych meds to control my mood swings, depression, mania, and psychosis.
Oh, huh. Well, you know what, Sophia? I gotta go. I'll see you later. Don't try to call me or anything.
Hey, wait a minute, come back.
Well, hey there, friend. Why so down?
Oh, I think I scared off one of my friends.
Well, how did that happen?
I told him about my mental illness.
Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, I thought we were good enough friends. I thought that maybe if I opened up about my mental illness, maybe he'd open up about his social anxiety. I guess I was wrong. Bad idea?
Always a bad idea.
Well, thanks for the advice, spider friend, but it's probably too late for that.
Oh, no. I'm sure Tiny Mouse will come around. After all, we all have our problems.
You have problems, spider friend? Yeah, right.
I do. And they're not so different from your own.
Wow, man, that's really messed up. You should really think about going to see somebody.
Oh, I've tried that. Sure. But I just don't feel like I can trust doctors.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it feels like they're not really there to help, huh?
And I know it's bad, but I recently went off my meds again.
Oh, spider friend, you really shouldn't be doing that. I know that sometimes you think that you don't need it, or you want to feel like yourself again.
Oh, it just feels like going home.
I know. But you have to remember that medication isn't there to change who you are or stifle your creativity. In fact, with the right medication or treatment plan, whatever it might be, it'll bring out your best self.
Wow! That makes me feel a lot better, Sophia.
It should. It should. Oh, well, I think we've all learned some wonderful lessons about friendship and respect.
The quote you have just read is from the New Testament of the Bible, the book of Revelations, specifically Revelations 13:17. It describes the end times, where buying and selling is done completely with the mark of the beast, the number 666. And while the end times may seem far away, it's actually closer than you think.
There are plenty of other verses in the Bible regarding the buying and selling during the end times. Galatians 5:12, Deuteronomy 23:2, and Ezekiel 23:20. All of these point to the road our society is headed, where buying and selling is done entirely with credit and does in fact lead to demonic possession. In today's society, an item is purchased with and sold for money. Now, this can be done with the traditional paper and metal currency, or with something called a credit card. Regardless of how an item is purchased, inevitably, a log of the transaction is recorded from a seller by scanning a UPC code. Yeah, that's correct. The barcodes you find on nearly every item in your local department store. Now, I know what you're thinking. How will buying a box of cereal cast me into the fires of hell? Simple. Throughout the history of man, is there really any debate that our most significant contributions to culture is buying and selling? Is it so far-fetched to think that Satan would begin influencing something so important to everyday life? No, it isn't. And you will go to hell. Let's take a quick look at a standard UPC code. There are 12 digits on each UPC code, all containing various information. Looking at the bars, you may have noticed that 3 of these have no number under them. But do they really lack a number? Let us take a closer look. And there you have it, the mark of the beast hiding in plain sight. Recall Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and they too shall be damned to the fires of hell for all eternity. Now, I'm sure that you have a lot of questions. Is my local grocery store owned by demons? Will Satan begin to manifest in my refrigerator? And aren't the marks of the beast meant to be in the forehead and in the right arm? While we don't have time to go into all of these questions, just know that the main takeaway here is that if you do buy something with a UPC code, your soul is doomed to hell for all eternity. How can you tell that you're being possessed by a demon? There are often signs that point to such. For example, you might be inclined to join a group to protest, or perhaps you want to seek success in a different field. Regardless, these are the obvious signs you've been possessed by a demon, and that you will go to hell. However, there are other signs that are harder to observe. For example, feelings of sadness or inadequacy, general fatigue, loss of interest in hobbies, worrying over minor decisions, and difficulty falling asleep are all signs of satanic corruption. If you are experiencing any of the previously mentioned symptoms, there are ways to expel the demons from your body. Although you will still go to hell for all eternity, living without demons inside of you is shown to be good for mental health and well-being. Step 1. Pray for forgiveness. Step 2. UPC code awareness is important, especially in today's climate of skepticism. Make sure to inform your friends, family, and neighbors of the demonic Antichrist credit system. After all, it is your duty as a human being to fight the forces of wickedness. Help them help themselves. Just remember, do not talk to police or politicians. They are demons. Thank you.
When I was using that old computer, I felt older than the creases of the line.
As we head on into tomorrow, on the bigger picture though, the front eventually is going to get stuck just off to our south here, so that's why we're still going to battle the clouds a bit tomorrow. Notice this little disturbance here.
Anxiety, the cousin of anxiety, the cousin of anxiety, the cousin of depression. Anxiety, the cousin of dysthymia, the cousin of anxiety, the cousin of depression. Anxiety, dysthymia, anxiety, dysthymia, anxiety, dysthymia. It's going to work this time. Anxiety, dysthymia, anxiety, dysthymia, anxiety, dysthymia. It's going to work this time. Anxiety, dance with me. Anxiety, dance with me. Anxiety, dance with me. It's going to work this time. Anxiety, dance with me. You are the partner of my dreams. Anxiety, dance with me. We're going to have to do this thing. Try my dysthymia. I could not shake it if I tried. Try my dysthymia. I could not shake it if I tried. Panic on the stage of life. I can't get up. I can't get up. The panic on the stage of life. I can't get up. I can't get up. Anxiety, 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 anxiety. On the stage, everywhere. Anxiety, anxiety,
Dysphonia. Dance. Dance.
diseased? Do you find yourself asking why? Why me? Well, the answer's simple. It's your own goddamn fault. But before you go changing that channel on me, I want you to hear me out now. You have so much to give. You have so very much to give. And yet you refuse. You refuse to share that joy with your family. You refuse to share that joy with Jesus. And yet, you're sitting there. You're thinking, well, when did Jesus ever ask anything of me? Oh, and I know some of y'all. You're flipping through that Bible. You want to fact check me. You're just thinking and reading. You're seeing them words, and you're just thinking and reading. You're too busy thinking and reading that you don't have time to live by those words, to live by Jesus. You need to stop thinking and reading and start living. You need to start living and giving. Living and giving. I'm going to look at your prayer requests. I'm going to open them up. I'm going to put them out on this table. I'm going to put my hands over them just like this. Put my hands over them. Money's still over there. Money for Jesus is still over there. He's going to get it. I promise. We're talking about the vows right now. I've got my hands over those vows. And the ink. Oh, and the fumes from that ink. I'm gonna let the fumes from the ink just seep into my hands. They're gonna come into my fingertips, go into my hands, and it's gonna go up and through my body. Up and through here. All right here. And I'm gonna send it on up. I'm gonna send it on up to Jesus. And he's gonna do what he does best. And he's gonna send it right on back through my body. It's gonna go through my body, and it's gonna go into my hands and through my fingertips. And it's going to come right on back to you. Just like that. Now, I know that seems rather simple. But there's a lot going on right here that you can't really see on the TV. Now, my husband, he is a lovely, lovely man. And he can do that exorcism for you. He can do it right over the phone. All you got to do, you got to call the number down below. $800, but I didn't tell you that already. Now, we do request that you have your own holy water. Now, don't worry, he'll give you the sign, he'll give you a little cue, and you're just going to sprinkle it. Just sprinkle it right over your head, just like that. Just like that. Don't you worry. We're going to get that demon. Even if we got to shake it out of you. Pepto ain't gonna cure your diarrhea. It's just gonna come back. Jesus is the only true cure. But he ain't doing nothing for $50. He's gonna need a little bit more than that. Your family is suffering. Suffering because you refuse to make a vow. That's right. You refuse to make a vow of faith. A real vow of faith. You thinking you can just send in $25. Jesus ain't got time for your pennies. There are people who can make a real vow of faith. So what the hell is wrong with you? Lazy, good for nothing.
Welcome to the magic of mental health. Presented by the Brothers of the Borderland Reaching for Utopia Society.
Hello. Today's episode is called Resistance Through Acceptance. We will discuss what you can do when you are feeling emotions that are hard to deal with and how you can get out of them in a safe and different way that you may have tried in the past. Today we will use a panic attack as an example and include instructions for a short meditation. Have you ever felt panic, like everything is too much to handle in your brain, your body? You feel tingling or heavy sensations. Your heart is racing, your breath is moving quickly. Well, in this case, you may try to get to your medications or call a friend to get out of it as fast as you can, but in the end, it will go away, but you may feel tired and exhausted. Here is an exercise to try that might help as well as the other techniques that you may know about. When you are panicking and breathing fast, this is where we accept the way that we feel and we try to not fight it. This is called resistance through acceptance. If you make the conscious choice to breathe the speed that you are breathing naturally in the panic attack, then you gain control over the feelings that you have. You focus on the thought or sensation that is strongest, and if the thought or sensation changes, then you change focus to that, just like in meditation. Quickly, just as the panic attack is, with no stops in between inhaling and exhaling. Just like that. But if you are naturally breathing faster, then also breathe faster. Then you can slowly bring the breath down. Slower and slower and slower, like landing a plane. We hope this was helpful. This has been Resistance Through Acceptance. See you next time.
Hi there. I'd like to tell you about a new department developing within Omnico. Pharmaceuticals. Now, you may know us as the computer solutions people, but we've developed a drug that could change your life forever. Are you tired of hearing about all those social justice issues surrounding mental health? Aren't we all a bit bipolar? I like my dishes clean. Doesn't that mean I'm OCD too? So if you're like me and uncomfortable when things aren't about you, then True Blue might be the answer you're looking for. True Blue. Experience a new you. Step into blue. A product of Omnico. I know it feels like chaos, like the events in your life seem meaningless. But no matter where you are where you are meant to be. Each and every one of you tuning in tonight, you have a purpose. It doesn't matter how unfulfilled or insignificant you feel you are. You are a part of the cosmic plan, and you always will be. I have spoken to these beings. I have met with them for hundreds of thousands of years. You see, I am the Archangel. I am your past. I am your present. And I am your future. And I promise you, there will come a day when we will make this world a better place. There will come a time when our friends from the outer limits will come to our aid. But we must be ready, not only in our minds, but in our souls. Because in the end, it's just our minds and our souls. There ain't nobody, just the essence of you. I'd like to thank the College of Sciences of Menadius for spreading the message of courage and purpose. I'd also like to thank them for helping me with a little vision of mine, as well as a vision of many other Menadians. It's a short little documentary about the women of Earth and their first encounter with Princess Psycheosis, the mother of the Menadians. Here's a brief clip.